On March 29th, 25 teams of African American and Latino high school students representing 15 Massachusetts school districts competed for academic scholarships at our third annual Tenacity Challenge. Prior to the competition, each six-member team created its own division of labor to prepare for the four competitive events: the history argument, the literature performance, the art banner, and the math and science quiz bowl. The intensive preparatory work ranged from 2 to 5 months. Here's what they had to say.
When we were sophomores, when it was the first year of the Tenacity Challenge, and they were looking for scholars, or not scholars, very motivated students, and they asked us to participate in the first annual Tenacity Challenge, and we thought, hey, let's do it. So we did.
Well, we came back because we felt that it gave us an incentive to try harder and come in first every following year, but the more teams, the harder it gets, so we have to prepare more. So I guess that's why we wanted to come back.
Found out about Tenacity from my headmaster, actually. I had no idea what it was about, and a couple of students had came up to me and they were telling me about this really prestigious program, and I was like, okay, that sounds like something I could potentially be interested in. So I looked into it a little bit more and I decided that it would be for me, and the next year I decided to join it.
I found out about Tenacity through one of my friends. The headmaster at the school actually asked them to refer people like African Americans and Latinos who were academically strong, and that's how I got introduced to this program.
We started preparing since November, and we had meetings every Thursday and throughout the week when we needed it, and we got to socialize with the different teams and got ideas from our mentors. Yeah, and sometimes after school we stayed.
Oh, okay. We also did a lot of exchanging of information via text, and a lot of students actually met up after school, and we did it that way. So we just stayed connected throughout the entire year, starting in November.
And also starting in November, we had, as she said, advisory meetings, like we met every day. And it was a long task, but it paid off.
Doing the research for it was interesting because usually we have it told to us, and we don't really look for ourselves. And I thought it was it's a lot of work, but it's worth it because you learn and you can make your own perspective on it instead of having a teacher's perspective of it. So I thought that was really cool.
They read The Bluest Eye by Toni Morrison. You'll see, if you haven't seen it, they did a choral reading of a letter to a minor character. So, and let me tell you this about how they worked. We were there on a Thursday night. We decided to tape it, and we were on our 31st taping. They wanted it perfect. And I'm looking at the clock saying, it's 8 o'clock. I have lessons for tomorrow. I want to get out of here. And then I said to myself, I'll stay till they're satisfied. And I think around the 36th or 37th taping, they said, that's it, it's perfect. And then Zoe said, let's do one more and compare it to the perfect one. And so they did one more, 38, and compared it to 37 and decided they go with 37.
Talk about tenacity.
That is tenacity.
The question is, how could we, three young women of color, not choose The Bluest Eye? Our struggles are the struggles of the women in the novel. Morrison inserts us painfully into the lives of young Black girls. They are dealing with the state of their race, class, and femininity, and what it means to be beautiful within their own worlds, as are we. Many characters in The Bluest Eye come together to tell the tragic story of Pecola. And yet, even Claudia's story is never told in its entirety. And so, that is why we collectively choose to present our letter to Claudia.
We wanted to express, like a Greek chorus, the consciousness, the shadow that is cast by fictitious pain, so we chose overlapping and counterpoint voices.
With the overlapping of voices and the retraction thoughts suggest the parallels of growing up brown in the world of then and that of growing up in the world of now.
Each of our performers, like Claudia and Piccola, have brown eyes. We struggle with the concept of what it means to each of us and wonder the significance of our eyes. Do they make us inferior?
Do they make us weak?
Do you judge us?
Thank you.
Dear Claudia.
Dear Claudia.
Dear Claudia, the cold whips my skin, turning my nose pink. Each step I take on the sidewalk sloshes water through the hole in the bottom of my soul. I walk home to pick up my brother and see that the rain and mud have reduced the world around me to ice over slush.
As I exhale, my breath pierces the winter air with its heat, forming clouds of their own. I notice the air of my breath is different from the air of the world.
Not in temperature, but because of its distinct white color. Then it blends in, no longer distinct. It becomes a part of the world surrounding it.
This reminds me of my days on my aunt's porch. I was younger than you were, and I'd sit on the warm wind of summer, letting my uncle take the chair behind me because of his back problems. My aunt would sit beside him, and the smoke that filled their lungs would drift down the stairs and penetrate mine. We lived below her in a duplex, in the same neighborhood as you, one full of sorrow and hatred. My sister came out of the house with our cousin Jody, and they would run to the backyard, leaving me on the steps, uninvited. Being older, they knew more and felt that I knew nothing because
I was so young.
So young, Claudia, I know how it feels to be alone.
I think we would have been great friends, Claudia, wanting to plant marigolds in the ground and listening in confusion to the obsessions of our sisters. We would wash away the messes left behind on the porch as to not upset our parents, but have nothing but cleanliness.
I learned a lot about history. Before this, I wasn't really into history, but it really gave me a different perspective on history as a subject, and I really do enjoy history more now.
It got me to realize that I actually like to learn and dig and discover new things, because we had to actually research for the history portion, and we actually learned a lot. And I found that was the best experience out of it.
I've learned actually time management skills because those are actually really, really key to success in life, not only in high school. Throughout life, you're going to need time management. And I'm taking really rigorous classes right now, so it's hard to manage a couple of AP classes with work and along with actually having leisure time. So doing this kind of set up the foundation for starting to prepare for different types of things and just managing my time overall.
It definitely inspired me to go further in my education. I definitely, when I first heard about it, I kind of underestimated it. When I heard Tenacity Challenge, I really didn't think it'd be that much of a challenge until I actually started working on it. And so even being in the challenge and having to keep working hard, even though some things look like it wasn't gonna work, I had to still keep going. It definitely inspired me to keep working harder and stuff like that. And I definitely learned more about myself. I learned more of my strengths and stuff like that. And I did a couple of things that I didn't really think I was able to do.
I also learned how to communicate with more people and in more different ways, such as I was a shy person before this, and now I can communicate better with my teammates and colleagues, and that pays off.
For me, for history, I really didn't know that there was a Supreme Court decision that has struck down the Section 4A, which is pre-clearance requirement. And I think that it shouldn't have happened. And so to know this actually helps me, makes me more updated on what's going on. And so that's actually one part of why I love this whole program.
At the beginning, I didn't know anything about it. So then we were thinking, my teacher, our advisor took us out from some classes, and we were so scared that we were not gonna get any answers from any of those people, especially Elizabeth Warren. We were surprised. We started jumping up and down when we got it. My teacher took me out of class and she's like, I have a surprise for you. And I was jumping so, and I went with a big smile to class. It's it made me see that, because I'm a really shy person at school. I have a lot of friends, but I really don't talk to them. It made me, this program's showing me who I can be and making me choose my career and all that. And I feel it's a great chance. Also because you make new friends, and it's yesterday we had so much fun last day of preparing. We were
Chinese and everything.
Yes, we were partying together. It was a nice experience, and she's leaving, so we're sad about it. And then her last year is gonna be next year. So it's it's really hard when we lose a teammate, because it's we create a family, and it's sad to say bye to each other.
I learned a lot from this process. I didn't know anything about the Voting Rights Act of 1965, like nothing at all. And it was like so exciting to read online about everything and just seeing people's point of view. It definitely, as she said, updated me on what's going on in politics and society and history in general. History is not my favorite subject, but like I knew like that just updated me. And when I went in history class, my teacher talked about it. I was like, I know what that is. You understand? It's exciting. And these girls are like my family. We love each other so much. It was so fun doing this with them. Like, it's gonna be hard to say bye to her. It was exciting. Like, I really appreciate the idea for this project and the people who did it. They really did a good job, and I just want to thank them. And we love it. Yeah.
So this Tenacity Challenge, I think, does a lot of things for our students. The first of which is it gives them an opportunity to learn about subject matters and learn about people in history that they might not ordinarily learn about or talk about. The other thing that it does for them is that it gives them an opportunity to collaborate. And so I see over time that these teams, even though some of the students didn't know each other by the end of this whole process, meaning today, at the event, they just gel and they support each other, and they've just become really close and what would I say? Like there's a camaraderie that comes out of it that is just so powerful.
As a teacher, I have seen a lot of personal growth and development. I have seen some students become more mature, more aware, and open their eyes to things that they didn't even know they were there. I feel that one of the most important things in the school system is for the staff to have a good relationship with the students, and I also have seen the relationship between the students and the staff improve. I have seen a lot of more cooperation, more openness, and people that before refused to partake in class or chair have become more of a part of the class, more like an assistant, so to speak, more willing to pitch in and to work with the rest of their classmates.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are all here today because of decisions. Some decisions were made in order to uphold the dream that this country was built upon. Others to tear down the hard-earned progress. The founding fathers got together and turned their dream into a reality. While their efforts will forever be applauded, they also made a mistake. They stated that all men are created equal and that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights. What are these rights? Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Any compromise of these rights is a threat to their dream. The plan was perfect, except for the fact that they let their eyes be clouded by the popular belief of the time that the only people eligible for these rights are white males who owned property. Despite this mistake, they were brilliantly thorough in their job to create a constitution with enough room to accommodate any changes that came with time, such as the Voting Rights Act. The Voting Rights Act banned anyone from being denied their right to vote based on discrimination. Section 4A of this act put into place a certain formula that prohibited specific states from individually preventing people to vote.
It is evident that the engines of concerns are working in America, but to say racism is over is to speak in an abstraction far removed from the obvious. Racism has undergone a metamorphosis through the many years where morality tried to eradicate it. It is now in a form where weaving and bending words to suit a falsified reality is the order of the day. So as we stand here today, we disagree with the most recent change to the Voting Rights Act. We disagree that times have changed and that those precautionary guidelines are wrong. Today, we stand together as united people with beautiful characteristics that the world has deemed as flaws and believe in the dream. As the common saying goes, anything worth having is worth fighting for. And Dr. Martin Luther King's dream is worth fighting for. Thank you very much.
Question 1 is worth 5 points. You have 1 minute. The answer is solve for x. The question is solve for x. 3x minus 5, x plus 3 equals 16, minus 4 eggs.
What?
15 seconds.
15 seconds.
Time.
Pencils down.
Third place, Lexington Freedom Seekers number 2. Second place, Lowell High School Catalyst. And this year, for the first time, that we're up to $1,000 for scholarships. We're very proud of being able to give this. Top winner, Natick Galaxy Defenders.